started yesterday on the trying to get back into the Indian of Tefillin, so I picked that up again so we could try to get back on track. And I was reading across the top only, and we got to page Shin Samach. We're on number Reish Ayin. So the Rav says, "V'hine achashahan chanu tefillin shal yad." So after putting on the tefillin the yad, achar kach tzarek lachanich tefillin shal rosh. B'ha'inyan hu ki berose their anpin. So it's interesting idea here. Their anpin. Asher reshima shal amochen the nukvach shehoya ondim al libo b'fnim b'layla. It was there all night long. Chazid be'or boker yedech be'esek haTorah shal tachtaynim, because of those who learn Torah right now, she'iske b'layla chakaniske, that are working on this at the nighttime. So then the Nakuda goes up, it goes out of, actually it's a Bia, and it gets tied to his arm. And how does this actually happen? It happens from learning Torah at nighttime, after midnight. So the Rishima also goes into that Nakuda. It comes out from the heart area, or where the chest, and goes there. When we put on the hand tefillin. Also that bracha. So this makes the idea of tefillin. So she also gets fixed up that way. So she is able to draw out the rishimo of his. So I don't know, the show if he brings it down. Of a nignas bo, and it comes into him now. The nasabo tefillin shal rosh, so now he has tefillin, he has head tefillin, because of the fact that he brings the so this is a statement that the tefillin are grow out of the rishimo of Zeranpin from yesterday. So this also comes from the mitzvah of tefillin that the tachtainim leave. Because nothing happens up above, only for the power of what we're doing here. So that makes a tremendous difference. This would mean that it's as difficult as the grave, as going into the grave, is this jealousy that Zah has because she has her rishimo and he does not, so he gets it back and produces tefillin. That's what we were saying. Now we're into the place we hadn't covered yet, and and we'll read the top first one. I guess we go paragraph at a time. So it says, Gam nisboyer lama kodemes tefillah shal yad the shal rosh. Why should that one go first? Gam nisboyer lama benicha the tefillim kodem tefillah. Also, why tefillin are put on before davening. So now the Rav writes, if V'haren nisboyer eich tefillin shal yad kodemes tefillin shal rosh. Gam nisboyer eich kol bechinas tefillin kodemes el tefillah. How all of the actions of the tefillin come before tefillin. He says, "Ki mitzvahs maisim b'mitzvah hamaisis v'birchas be'es hanachas tefillin," and the bracha that you say at the time you put on tefillin. He speak says bechem mikoach osa rishim b'sha'aver. So there's enough. There's sufficient in regards to the osa rishim b'sha'aver that passed that left. Bechinas tefillin delay v'dilah. There's enough there for him and for her. So let's see what it means. And then you put on the tefillin, then you say the Kriya Shema, boim moching acherim chadashim, that completely and different moching come in. L'tzorach zivug zun, and this is for the purpose of the yichud of Zochar v'nuk. Ve'inach hamochim shal tefillin kenizka da'el. It has nothing to do, it's not part of the mitzvah tefillin. Now let's see where we were. That was number Reish Sadi. I know where it is. It's down there. There it is down below. Let's read the light print on the tib. Well, it says v'harein is boyer heite b'vnei ma makdimin l'chanich tefilas tefillin shel yad. V'rak la'achar kach v'nichin tefillin sharosh. Shamri kach hu haseda, because that's really what it happens. So the thing starts with the nook, asking this question or pleading for this. Should be a seal on your arm, that happens in the morning. So we said that there's a tremendous amount of desire there. So the tefillin shal yad, and that goes to the secret of the tefillin of the hand tefillin. Kashakash ol kina, vaz nazagam zer an pen tefillin shal rosh. So therefore he draws the tefillin of the head. So he said because of that desire, he sees what she has, he wants it too. V'chein this boyer hate drush. Then, in other words, he wants his yesterday's rishimo back. B'fnei ma manichim as a tefillin lifnecha tefillah dvaika. So why do you put it on before? V'lo la'acharecha. Look at the hikshach of Rav La'el. That was also a question that the Rav asked previously. So he says that so since we put them on before and we make a bracha on them before chakras, okay, I missed that. I didn't realize that you disappeared. Maybe we're at Reish Sadi Aleph, something like that, or. Okay, you got to that part. Okay. So he says, the tefillin, so since we put on tefillin and make the bracha, so there's now enough dai koach in the rishima that was left over from yesterday, od terma tefillah before the tefillah, also beginnes tefillin to make tefillin to the nook. So that happens before because it starts happening with dawn. So you've already put on the tefillin, you made a bracha. Mitzvahs creation tefillah chakras. Then it's going to be completely different sets of mochim. What's one second. So that come because of the davening. Those are not the same mochim that make the tefillin. Elohim mochin chadashim. So for this reason, before it's the davening, benichin tefillah as a tefillin. Why? Because it could. So he said, "B'kedei laham shechel dezun b'harishimo shalamochim liyom etmo." That's a very, very interesting idea about yesterday's davening. So anyway, he's a bezochu medrega b'rishonim. So then comes another madrega, which is the madrega shehi el yoneh v'chashuva b'mena, which is considered to be more important. So these are the mochim that are complete mochim. The most important are the really high level mochim. That causes the yichud between zachav and nok. Masha ein came b'mochim shalad rishim b'shalad tefillin. Which are a lower level. Let's see if we can do this next one here. Going back to the Rav on Reish Tzadichet. He says, so now let's say that why does this have to do with, this has to do with, with Rachel. In Bechidas Dashallah Gam came, and it affects that. Shuha Kesher the Tefillin Shal Yad, which is really the tying of the Tefillin Shal Yad, affects apparently her das. Kamavur and Betzlenda Bechavdamas Bir Idris Azinu B'derech Ba'orech Va'in Sham. Calls Roseh Nikra and Mochin. So all of this is called Mochin. Amnam, parts of Rachel Atzma, Elu Nirmaz, the Fishihi Nikuda Acha Bilvad Kenizkar. So, I'm not sure exactly what he meant when he said that this is the Bechin of the Mochim, but they are the Mochim from yesterday. And anyway, she's just a dot. L'chein ein anu osim remez v'secher ela ala tefillin shal bilvad. So therefore, we only really get involved in her hand tefillin. Excuse me, v'zecher el al yidei yidei shal bilvad shehem hamochim atzman shal. That is, those are what happens in the kesher in the arm. Those are her mochim. Asher became mochin shleimim. Bebechinas shleimas called parts of Rachel kulu kenisker. Avach Rachel herself atzma shenizmat rebezach dekuda achas. Ein ana oisim zecher law. We don't make some kind of remembrance of her. We don't remind ourselves about her because she's only a nekuna. So therefore that rag nikra tefillin shel yad. They're only called the tefillin of the yad. Tafel as their anpin, and everything comes under the subordination as their anpin. Yan ki hu nik sheriff and the suna bisro is small kenizka, because now she's tied to his left arm. So there's a whole kavanah here, and let's see if we can get through it pretty quickly, and we'll go on to the Sifra D'Tzniuta after that. He says, Shahat tefillin shel yad him na'asim min rishim shalamoch and the rachel. So he says that the tefillin of the yad are made out of the rishima that was left over for rachel, and it makes some kind of a kesher there. That's where her das is located. As previously he said that it was her kesser. But I guess he means that in terms of it relates to the place of her das. Mekashrim as a das the rachel ima chochma b'bina shebarosha. So what you do here, you're able to tie together the das of rachel with the bina and the chochma that are in her rosh. So this whole idea heim nikrayim mochim likiyozim mochin benuk rachel. Akein b'tefillin shum remes the parts of a nook, but the tefillin themselves are really not about her. Shaharecha because the tefillin shel yad manichim rak as charim v'lo hanekevos. V'chapatam hu kafishin is boil la'el. Shuhum b'shum sha'ata koine b'tefillah. Hanuk he rak nekuda acha bilvad shehi nekuda a keser bilvad. So when I'm putting on the tefillin on my arm, what am I putting on? I'm putting on on my arm. I'm making a kesher there. For the mochin of etmol from Rachel. Okay, we're getting that out. We'll wait. He's coming back in a minute. All right, we're back. So he says, so shehu mishum sha'ata kodem at the tefillah before the hanuk, he rocked the kuda acha belvad, he the kuda sekesa belvad, that she's only the kuda of keser. And he says like this, he says, v'kemen sha'ata chapedarem ein parts of the nuk, so since we see that there is no parts of the nuk, l'chein ein oisim shum zeicher v'remez the parts of the nuk, so since that's really, it's just one little particle. V'kol remez sha'ana oisim hu rak al b'chinas tefillin shelo bilvad. Now let's keep going on. We go down to Shin Tas Vav. Okay, let's go. Kemen shahat tefillin shalacha b'chim rishimo shal etzim amochim shalah. So since her tefillin are really referred to the etzim of her mochim, sheniknad b'nekudas akesa the rachel that they've come. So you have the rishimo into the nekuda. B'chim shlosha mochim shleimim shehem chachma b'ina das, and it makes 3 complete mochim. Boven shebe'era called parts of rachel. So let's think about it like this. Bihiyosa shlema be'eses spheros, az rishima shalamochim hemuhuvim esachabad shal parts of the rachel. I'm not sure that I really understand how this takes place, because since they're her mochim, so therefore I guess it means that she has now a chabad. The parts of shal rachel atzma, but when you're talking about that, I guess this is, what was his word in B'das? He said, "B'hiyozu shleima be'eses spheres, az rishima shalamochim, he mechavim es achabad." So they become their chabad. Okay, let's go on. Shezecha beparts in his ma'at ve'in locham ata the rachel ki im nekuda acha bilvad. She only has a dot. shehi nekudas hakesa shalo. V'chein ein ana oisim zeicher v'remez the zeh parts of terachos, so we don't do that. Haramez Haremes who rak al rishimo shalamochim shadach bilvad. So only that we're saying is that this is actually her rishimo with a combination with her nakuda, and that's what these tefillin are. Kevin shezemana nachas of the tefillin sheicher b'chol koden tefillah. Dayan ain't own parts of shalom lanuk. She doesn't have a complete parts of mishum kach ain't an oisim zeicher v'remes lanuk. So therefore we don't say anything about the nuk. We don't mention her. Mishum kach anasha b'tucha mechanachas tefillin, and that's the reason why, because the tefillin are an early stage, I guess. V'ran b'chinas amochim shal lanuk. So it seems to me just obvious question is that what's going on with the tefillin? Why is it important to bring the moch? He says it's a fact, but he says why? What's the significance of it? The tefillin are very important. So, but we are dealing with yesterday's tefillin. So he's making a kasher between yesterday's and today's. I'm not really sure I understand exactly how bringing this back is really works in its significance, but that's what it is. So it's only that that's called tefillin shal yad. Shuchum v'remez al zo she'ein lo odayim parts of v'ata hi tefila el hazal, such as tefila. Elzak, now she's subordinate to him. V'amnam ela tefillim shel rosh shalom, shehem amalchim shalom. L'chi yosh hi rak nekuda ba'alma b'tifa v'tefela alov. V'chochi nikwas be'erika zer anpin tefillin shel yad. So therefore, it's always called by his name. Mishum shehi niksheres ayado, the smallest zah. So therefore, when we're putting on the tefillin, we're really putting on the female's tefillin. But we're calling them Zah's tefillin because they're on Zah. V'lechein ana meramzim as hanuk b'chanachas tefillin shayad. So there's a remes there. Kevin shahanuk neksheres v'nizvada v'nisuna v'zroas smoli dezer anpin, because that's where she's placed, and that's where we're going to stop this year right now, and we'll go over to the Sifra